The 2009 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1, codenamed Blue Devil, is a high-performance variant of the C6 generation of the Chevrolet Corvette, which ran from 2005 to 2013. With the ZR1 running from 2009 to 2013, with 4,684 units being produced. When it was introduced in 2009, the C6 ZR1 was the pinnacle of the Corvette lineup and the most powerful car General Motors produced up until that point, showcasing unparalleled performance with cutting-edge technology. It brought back a badge that hadn't been used since the 90s with the C4 generation Chevrolet Corvette ZR1. It was the first Chevrolet Corvette sold by Chevy to feature a supercharger, while also being the first General Motors car to surpass 200 miles per hour. In this episode of In Depth, we'll take a look at the 2009 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1. The C6 ZR1 was developed during a time of economic uncertainty, presenting an array of challenges for General Motors. Nevertheless, General Motors went ahead to develop the C6 generation of the ZR1, showing General Motors' commitment to the Corvette brand and General Motors' persistence for innovation and pushing the boundaries of what's possible in a performance vehicle. The 2009 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 was built at the Corvette Bowling Green, Kentucky plant in Bowling Green, Kentucky, with the first C6 generation ZR1s rolling off the production line on June 26 of 2008. The 2009 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 was built on General Motors' Y platform, being constructed on the same hydroformed aluminum chassis used on the C6 generation Chevrolet Corvette Z06. Utilizing a space frame design rather than a pure monocoque, still designating it under the term of a unibody or unitized chassis vehicle with an integral frame. Magnesium was implemented on places like the frame rail, engine cradle, parts of the roof structure, and steering column. A unique and efficient material utilized in crafting the floor panels for the 2009 Corvette ZR1 is balsa wood, which is nestled in between the layers of carbon fiber to create a structure that combines lightness with durability. The 2009 ZR1 had an extensive use of carbon fiber. Carbon fiber can be found on the hood with the polycarbonate window, fenders, rocker panels, side skirts, front splitter, roof, and roof bow. The UV protective coating that was used to protect the bare carbon fiber cost $56,000 to $60,000 a gallon, and as Jay Leno once said,
$60,000 a gallon. You don't want to be going in trying to get a little bottle of touch-up because it's not going to happen.
The 2009 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 was constructed as a fixed-roof coupe just like the Z06 instead of a target top. This was done for rigidity. The dimensions of the 2009 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 are as follows. The outside length measures 176.2 inches or 4,476 millimeters, with a width of 75.9 inches or 1,928 millimeters, with a height of 49 inches or 1,244 millimeters, with the wheelbase of 105.7 inches or 2,684 millimeters, with a front track of 63.5 inches or 1,613 millimeters, with the rear track of 62.5 inches or 1,588 millimeters, with the ground clearance between 3.7 to 5 inches or 94 to 127 millimeters, with headroom measurements of 37.9 inches or 96.2 centimeters, with legroom measurements of 43.1 inches or 109.5 centimeters, with shoulder room measurements of 55.2 inches or 140 centimeters, with hip room measurements of 55.6 inches or 136 centimeters, with a cargo capacity of 22.4 cubic feet or 634.3 liters. The 2009 Corvette ZR1 tipped the scale between 3,324 pounds to 3,353 pounds or 1,508 to 1,521 kilograms, and features a 51 front 49 rear weight distribution. The 2009 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 is powered by a 4th generation small block Chevrolet V8 called the LS9. The LS9 was hand assembled at General Motors Performance Build Center in Wixom, Michigan. The LS9 in the ZR1 is front mid-engine, longitudinally mounted and supercharged. It features a chain-driven overhead valve train configuration. The LS9 displaces 376 cubic inches, 6.2 liters, and 6,162 cubic centimeters. The block is a single-piece block constructed of aluminum. It features a closed-deck design with cast-in iron liners. The LS9 features a bore of 4.065 inches or 103.25 millimeters, with a max overbore of 4.097 inches or 104.06 millimeters, with a stroke of 3.622 inches or 92 millimeters, with a bore spacing of 4.4 inches or 111.76 millimeters, with a deck height of 9.240 inches or 234.70 millimeters, with a bank angle of 90 degrees. The main bearing caps are constructed of billet steel. The crankshaft is a cross-plane crank made of forged chromoly steel, with the main journal diameter of 2.559 inches or 65 millimeters, with the rod journal diameter of 2.100 inches or 53.34 millimeters, with the main housing bore diameter of 2.751 inches or 69.875 millimeters. The camshaft is made from billet steel, with cam to crank centerline measurements of 4.914 inches or 124.816 millimeters, with cam housing bore diameter measurements of 2.346 inches or 59.59 millimeters for journals 1 and 5, 2.326 inches or 59.08 millimeters for journals 2 and 4, and 2.307 inches or 58.60 millimeters for journal 3. With camshaft duration at 50 thousandths of an inch of 211 degrees on the intake and 230 degrees on the exhaust, with a lobe separation of 122.5 degrees. The connecting rods are made from moly-coated titanium and are I-beam style connecting rods, with a connecting rod housing bore diameter of 2.225 inches or 56.515 millimeters, with the wrist pin diameter of 0.984 inches or 24.994 millimeters, with a connecting rod length of 5.990 inches or 406.15 millimeters, with a connecting rod weight between 452 to 482 grams. The pistons are made from a forged aluminum alloy and feature an anti-coating and anodized top ring groove. The pistons utilize a dish design without valve reliefs and feature piston oil squirters, with a piston volume of plus 15 cc's. The LS9 uses hydraulic roller lifters utilizing plastic lifter links, with a lifter body diameter of 0.842 inches or 21.336 millimeters. The head gasket is a 7-layer gasket made from steel, with the head gasket's compressed thickness of 0.55 inches or 1.397 millimeters. The cylinder heads are made from rotocast aluminum and they feature 2 valves per cylinder with 16 valves total, featuring a wedge-style combustion chamber design, with a combustion chamber volume of 69.8 cc's. The intake runners feature a rectangular port shape with an intake runner volume of 259 cc's. The exhaust ports feature a D port shape with the exhaust runner volume of 89 cc's. The intake valves are made of titanium with chrome nitride, with the intake valve diameter of 2.165 inches or 54.991 millimeters. The exhaust valves are made of stainless steel and are sodium filled with a hollow stem, with an exhaust valve diameter of 1.590 inches or 40.386 millimeters, with a valve angle of 15 degrees. With valve lift on the intake of 0.562 inches or 14.28 millimeters, and valve lift on the exhaust of 0.558 inches or 14.17 millimeters. The push rods have a length of 7.385 inches or 187.579 millimeters, with a diameter of 0.3125 inches or 7.938 millimeters. The rocker arms are die-cast roller fulcrum rocker arms that are pedestal mounted, with a rocker ratio of 1.71 to 1. The LS9 uses an Eaton 6th generation Roots Type Twin Vortex Series R2300 supercharger that displaces 2.3 liters. It features 4 lobe rotors that have a diameter of 4.4 inches or 111.76 millimeters, with a length of 8.3 inches or 210.82 millimeters, with a 160-degree helix angle. With a direct drive ratio of 2.32 to 1 at 15,080 RPM, producing a boost pressure of 9.4 psi or 0.65 bar, with a maximum boost pressure of 10.5 psi or 0.75 bar, with a max rotor speed of 18,000 RPM. With a lower pulley diameter of 7.330 inches or 186.18 millimeters. With an upper pulley diameter of 3.1 inches or 78.74 millimeters. The LS9 uses an electronic drive-by-wire throttle control with a single blade throttle body that has a diameter of 3.425 inches or 87 millimeters. The LS9 uses sequential fuel injection with the fuel injector length between the O-rings of 1.5 inches or 38.1 millimeters, with the fuel injector flow rate between 48 to 59 pounds per hour or 29.2 to 35.3 liters per hour at 58 psi or 4.0 bar. The LS9 features a liquid-to-air charge cooling system that lowers the temperature of the air leaving the supercharger, cutting inlet air temperatures by as much as 140 degrees Fahrenheit or 60 degrees Celsius. The cooler, denser air allows the engine to maximize the power of its high-pressure charge. This system uses a separate coolant circuit with its own pump and remote reservoir. The supercharger and its integrated charge cooling system were carefully designed to fit into the Corvette's tight engine bay. The charge cooler employs a dual brick configuration with 2 low-profile heat exchangers positioned longitudinally alongside the supercharger. This integrated assembly replaces a conventional intake manifold while only adding minimal height compared to a naturally aspirated 376 cubic inch engine. The air intake and rotor drive pulley are mounted at the front of the supercharger for compact packaging. The LS9 features a 4-stroke cycle with coil on-plug spark ignition and a compression ratio of 9.9 to 1. In total, the LS9 weighs 531 pounds or 241 kilograms. The ZR1's LS9 comes equipped with a dry sump oiling system using Mobil 1 SAE 5W30 synthetic motor oil, with oil capacity of 10.5 quarts or 9.9 liters. The 2009 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 comes with an 18-gallon fuel tank or 68 liters. In terms of fuel economy, the 2009 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 gets a city fuel economy rating of 14 mpg or 5.95 kpl, with the highway fuel economy rating of 20 mpg or 8.5 kpl, combining for 16 mpg or 6.80 kpl. With a total city range of 252 miles or 405.6 kilometers, a total highway range of 360 miles or 579.4 kilometers, combined for 288 miles or 463.5 kilometers. The 2009 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 was made available in a rear-wheel drive drivetrain configuration. It came exclusively with the 6-speed manual Tremec TR6060 utilizing a transaxle. It featured 10.24-inch or 260mm twin discs. The gear ratios for the 2009 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 are as follows. First gear 2.29 to 1, second gear 1.61 to 1, third gear 1.21 to 1, fourth gear 1 to 1, fifth gear 0.81 to 1, sixth gear 0.67 to 1, reverse gear 3.11 to 1, with the final drive ratio of 3.42 to 1. The 2009 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 made 638 horsepower at 6,300 RPM and 604 pound-feet of torque or 819 Nm at 3,800 RPM with the red line of 6,600 RPM. The 2009 ZR1 also came equipped with a launch control system integrated with its traction and stability electronics, helping drivers accelerate from a standstill with minimal wheel spin. Being able to hit 60 miles per hour or 96 kilometers per hour in 3.4 seconds. Hitting 100 miles per hour or 160 kilometers per hour in 7.1 seconds. Completing 1,320 feet or 402 meters in 11.3 seconds at 131 miles per hour or 211 kilometers per hour. With a top speed of 205 miles per hour or 330 kilometers per hour. The 2009 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 ran two-piece ventilated and cross-drilled carbon ceramic brake rotors made by Brembo. The front rotors have a diameter of 15.5 inches or 394 millimeters with a thickness of 1.417 inches or 36 millimeters with a replacement thickness of 1.397 inches or 35.5 millimeters. The rear rotors have a diameter of 15 inches or 380 millimeters with a thickness of 1.338 inches or 34 millimeters with a replacement thickness of 1.318 inches or 33.5 millimeters. With the front rotor weight of 13.5 pounds or 6.12 kilograms. With the rear rotor weight of 13.2 pounds or 5.99 kilograms. Coming equipped with aluminum monoblock 6-piston fixed calipers up front and aluminum monoblock 4-piston fixed calipers in the rear. With front and rear power-assisted ABS as standard, giving the 2009 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 a stopping distance from 60 miles an hour to 0 or 96 kilometers an hour to 0 in 96 feet or 29.26 meters. The 2009 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 came equipped with SLA suspension front and rear with cast aluminum upper and lower control arms with transversely mounted composite leaf springs with monotube shock absorbers. The 2009 ZR1 also came equipped with F55 magnetic ride suspension, which was a system developed by General Motors. The F55 system used magnetorological dampeners to adjust shock absorber stiffness based on road conditions and driving behavior in real time. This technology helps deliver a smoother ride, superior handling, along with being able to launch faster by deactivating the dampeners. The 2009 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 comes with a limited slip differential. The rims were made by Speedline and are constructed of forged aluminum. The front rims have a diameter of 19 inches or 48.26 centimeters with the width of 10 inches or 25.4 centimeters. The rear rims have a diameter of 20 inches or 50.8 centimeters with the width of 12 inches or 30.48 centimeters. With the front rims weighing 26.8 pounds or 12.1 kilograms. With the rear rims weighing 28.7 pounds or 13 kilograms. The 2009 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 came equipped with Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 tires running 285/30 ZR19s for the front and 335/25 ZR20s for the rear. With the front wheel offset of an estimated plus 1.6 inches or 40 millimeters and a rear wheel offset of plus 2.32 inches or 59 millimeters. The 2009 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 uses hydraulically assisted rack and pinion steering with a steering ratio of 16.1 to 1 with 2.66 turns lock to lock. With a turning radius of 19.7 feet or 6 meters with a turning circle of 39.4 feet or 12 meters. Pulling 1.07 Gs on the skid pad. In 2009, the ZR1 could be bought for a base MSRP of $103,300, with the 3 ZR trims being had for an additional $10,000, bumping MSRP to $113,300, with the most expensive 2009 ZR1s costing upwards of $118,000. The 3 ZR trim came equipped with a leather-wrapped steering wheel, Bose premium audio system with integrated navigation, seats that were heated and power adjustable, Bluetooth connectivity, and custom leather-wrapped interior trim. In terms of warranty, the 2009 ZR1 came equipped with 3 basic years or 36,000 basic miles, with 5 drivetrain years or 100,000 drivetrain miles, with 6 corrosion years or 100,000 corrosion miles, and last but not least, 5 roadside assistance years or 100,000 roadside assistance miles. The 2009 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 came in colors like Cyber Gray, Black, Jetstream Blue, Victory Yellow, Blade Silver, along with 2009 exclusive colors like Victory Red, which had 130 being produced, Atomic Orange, which had 35, and Le Mans Blue, which was a 1 of 1. The 2009 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 concluded production with 1,415 units being produced. The 2009 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 brought back a nameplate that was in a state of dormancy for 14 years. It made history by being the most powerful car General Motors produced up until that point. It showcased unparalleled performance with cutting-edge technology, being able to keep up with its overseas exports for a fraction of the price. Despite being developed during a time of economic uncertainty, the 2009 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 continued to live up to the Corvette motto of being a true bang-for-buck performance car and demonstrates what can be achieved when a company commits to a brand despite facing challenges, making the 2009 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 a true pioneer of automotive innovation for Chevrolet and automotive history.